All right, this lesson we're going to apply the right foot controls foot roll onto it and set all the set driven keys. I'll also show you how to open up the graph editor and check the left foot's animation set up there, and so we can apply that right back over. I'll just open up Notepad on my computer and make the notes of the keys that we have. Okay, well, let's open up the graph editor here, and I'm just going to take any one of these preset views that has a split view like this, and down here I'm going to come over to the graph editor, load that up, and there's a couple pieces of information that we're looking for so we can make these match. First of all, I'll select this base foot here, and here's my graph, and right here we'll give you our numbers. So for our base foot at 0, 0, we want 0. Okay, so we'll say base. At 0, we want 0. Okay. And then at negative 10, we want negative 35. Negative 10, we want 35. Now I'll show you how we're going to set this up. Okay. We'll go ahead and we verify that we do have this attribute, foot roll. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open up our set driven key option box. I'm going to swing this around so it looks just like the other one, a little bit easier to see. Okay, that's going to be the driver. The driven is going to be the base. Load driven. Okay, so we're going to connect the foot roll to the rotate X, and we'll hit key. Now, if you remember, we had negative 10 for the foot roll and 35 for that rotate X. So we'll say negative 35. There we go. Key. Perfect. So if we take a look at our foot roll, now how can we tell if we're right on the money on them? We can select both of these curves, go to the foot roll, and oops, I think I undid past the foot roll here, so let me put that back in there. Key. Okay, perfect. All right, so we'll set this back to 0, and we'll do the same thing with the other joints. All we'll have to do is open up that graph editor, select the next joint. So we'll select this foot joint here, hit F to frame this curve, and we'll notice 0, 0, we key it. Okay, so that's understood. We know how to do that. We're going to say at 6 units of foot roll, we want the value of 12. So we'll go ahead and put that in here. Six, we want 12, and we may have, since we mirrored over our joints, we may have to reverse those and put a negative 12 in. Okay, so 6 and 12, and then this number is going to be 10 and negative 20. Okay, so these are just little notes that I make myself so I can match up everything perfectly. All right, let's go ahead and open up that set driven key again. And let's get this one connected. So that's going to be the driven, rotate X. We key it at 0. Okay, we're going to jump over here to 6. And we'll key this rotate at 12. Key it. And so you can see how quickly this works, especially if you have a reference. We'll take this to 10. And then we'll take this to 20. Okay, so those get keyed. See how this one looks? Okay, so without the toes, that looks pretty good. Okay, we'll set this to 0. Now we know that the toe joint here on our reverse foot lock, this toe joint, we'll load that as driven. We know it's nothing at 0, so we'll go ahead and key that. And let's just verify our numbers here. I'll click on this toe to frame. We know nothing really happens until frame 5, so it's keyed there. So really the only thing that we have to remember is about 65 degrees at the end. Okay, so we'll go ahead and set that up. All right, so we'll take our foot control, set it to 5. Really no change, so we're going to key it, and then we'll set this to 10. And this is where we really crank this up. 65 is where we had it. Key. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to adjust this ball because that's way too much. And another trick that you can do is we can go into our side view, and I can set this foot roll all the way up. And as long as you can keep clear on what's what, you can go in and set things up like that too, where maybe this, we put a positive 20, we should have done a negative 20. Okay, that'll get us exactly where we want. So let's go ahead and open up that set driven key one more quick time. Okay, load driver, load driven, rotate X, and we'll key it at that value. All right, oops, don't want to maximize it. All right, so let's take a look here. We'll select both of these foot rolls. Nice. So that's a way of just very quickly transferring over those foot roll attributes, just to make it a little bit easier. As you can see, we can just pick up this little guy and move it around. Okay, we need to parent this real quick. Hit P. So select the joint, select the curve, hit P, and now we can pick this one up. Just by picking the curve, we can pick up the joints. All right, as you can see, that really simplifies the process of creating a foot roll when you have to have a pivot here at the base of the foot. You know, if you had like a hooved animal, that this really wouldn't be an issue. It's when you have people, you know, animals that have toes and a ball at the and a heel. That's where this reverse lock system comes in handy. Next, we're going to draw the joints for the back and start the process of building the spine IK handle.